What is good, ninjas? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch news video that I have in my village for you guys. So today we've got some awesome information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Splatoon 2 uses roughly 150 megabytes of data when playing tethered to a mobile device. So this is very good for those of you who want to go out into the world, venture off, go to a Wi-Fi hotspot, or use your own 4G data or 3G. Most people have 4G at this point in order to play Splatoon. I probably wouldn't suggest playing on 3G. That's probably not a good idea. So if you got your own 4G data and you want to use your phone as a mobile hotspot, or if you want to tether it to something else in order to use it, you can definitely do so, and a lot of space won't be taken up. But I do suggest probably using your phone for tethering. I know a lot of people's phones, especially stuff like Samsung Galaxies and the newer phones, those can of course turn into like a mobile hotspot to where you can just basically put out a Wi-Fi signal and tether anything to it and put your own encryption code on there, so I could technically go out and play Splatoon wherever I want using my phone. A lot of people have tablets that can also do it, 4G networks that can also do that. So that's pretty cool that it uses a low amount, and if you have a cap on your data as far as how much you can use, you can possibly get a few games in without worrying about draining all of the different data that you have. So definitely pretty cool stuff there, and it's good that Splatoon 2 is like this, and I think that's why the game necessarily isn't as large when it comes to certain assets, the graphics and things like that. I think they thought about that when they were thinking like, are people going to play on the go and all that, how much data is going to be streamed. So overall, I think it's a very intelligently designed game when it comes to online, and I played a ton of it during the test fire. There's still one more left as of the time that I'm recording this, but it is going up at 4 a.m. or something like that, so I'm not sure if I'm going to make it, but still, love the test fire. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below for those who played. Alright, and moving on to some news that I thought was kind of funny that it's even a thing and people were making this into a big deal, but I do want to talk about it. And Nintendo's Reggie Fils-Aimé, President and CEO of Nintendo America, has said that Nintendo is going to have a big E3 this year with games for Nintendo Switch and 3DS. I mean, who would have figured that they'd be doing that? So here are the bulletin points from a recent interview at Fox Gamer, and this is what Reggie had to say. So Nintendo is focused on creating the next big idea. The reaction to the Nintendo Switch has been remarkable. As of March 14th, when this interview was recorded, the Nintendo Switch was setting sales records every day for Nintendo in the US. Nintendo is going to have a big E3 this year. E3 will be a major opportunity for Nintendo, and they will have new games for the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo 3DS, and this is definitely good news. Obviously, Nintendo is going to have a big E3. Last year's E3, they did say the same thing, but they only brought one game, which was Zelda. They did have a big E3, so they're obviously going to bring more, because they said, hey, we're going to have games for the 3DS, and we're also going to have games for the Nintendo Switch, so obviously there's going to be more than just Zelda. I think Nintendo, as far as all their games that are set for this year, I think a lot of those games are pretty much done, because probably their game that's coming out last that they've revealed is Super Mario Odyssey, and they said that's pretty much already wrapped up. So I think Nintendo did a good job. Obviously, they killed the Wii U early, and they got all the developers working on those games, and all those games that they're working on are pretty much in the final phases or already done, and they're already working on the next wave of games in order to show us in 2018. That's why they felt confident enough talking a little bit about Shin Megami Tensei for the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo 3DS, just basically just showing off a teaser first and foremost, but then also Fire Emblem is also coming out 2018, so we could get the first glimpse of that, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be even more titles for 2018 that they might show off just teases or glimpse of, first trailer. So I definitely think Nintendo's going to have a big year this year at E3. It's being carried by the sales of Nintendo Switch, by the software that's coming out. People are entranced with Zelda. This is going to be a game that people are going to be playing for the whole generation of the Nintendo Switch. I think 3 to 4 years from now, people are going to be figuring out new things, maybe finding new weapons. We have DLC coming, so who knows what that's going to bring. There's the hard mode, so this game isn't going anywhere. It's not going to stop. Sales of the Nintendo Switch are going to be carried by The Legend of Zelda pretty much all year, in my opinion, based on the DLC and what this game brings to the table as far as the open world nature and how it's played on the Nintendo Switch on the go or at home. So I think, yeah, they're really set up for a big year. It's going to be pretty exciting. All right, so this report, I'm going to call it as a report, but it's definitely rumor-ish as well, because the DigiTimes has not been the most accurate when it comes to certain things, and I'm not even sure if I believe this story first and foremost, but I will talk about it since it was up. So there is a report from the DigiTimes that Nintendo is aiming for 20 million Nintendo Switch units shipped in 1 year. We had some sites reporting that Nintendo was aiming to double up to 18 million, which wasn't the case. It was actually 16 million that some sites were reporting. They said that Nintendo was going to do 8 million, and now that has been doubled to 16 million. So that's just something just to know that some sites are reporting 18 million, Nintendo doubled to that, but it wasn't that. It was actually 16 million, and that's still not confirmed from Nintendo first and foremost. But in this report here, we're going to go ahead and go down and said, so the Nintendo estimate shipments of the Nintendo Switch in its first year at 20 million units, according to Taiwan-based supply chain makers, adding that they have a conservative estimate of shipping at least 10 million units in the first year. Nintendo released the Switch in March 2017, and the game console enjoyed over 1 million units of sales in its first week after the release. Nintendo President Tatsumi Kimishima also recently said that he expects Nintendo Switch overall sales to reach 110 million units. I'm not 100% sure if Tatsumi Kimishima said that, but anyway, moving on here. Nintendo Switch manufacturing is handled by Foxconn Electronics and more. So once again, I'm not so sure about this report. I'm not going to comment too much on it because I don't necessarily believe everything that's in here, because there are swirling reports of this. There was even something like this as far back as 2 years ago, and then it kind of went away, and now it's kind of back again. So I'm not so sure about this one at all, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you want more of the story, make sure you check out the description below. You can read it up there. Alright, and for the last story here, apparently Nintendo is working on multiple new IPs. Who would have thought? And they're also going to be embracing out-of-the-box ideas for Nintendo Switch games. So the following comes from Nintendo's Shinya Takahashi, as translated by NE. Nintendo is preparing new IP one after another. There are titles in development that take advantage of the Joy-Con. Nintendo is also working on out-of-the-box titles, meaning more non-traditional games like Brain Age. Brain Age was used as an example by the interviewer and was no way confirmed for Nintendo Switch. So who knows with all this here? Nintendo says so many different things. Unconventional games, new IPs. Yes, there's going to be lots of stuff. 1-2 Switch is an unconventional game. Snipper Clips is an unconventional game. Nintendo's going to have new IPs like ARMS. Nintendo's going to be collaborating with other developers to bring exclusives like Project Octopath Traveler. That's a new IP coming with the unconventional art style as far as the graphics go. So yes, there's going to be all sorts of games. There's going to be new IPs. Nintendo's obviously shown with Splatoon and with ARMS that they are going to have new IPs that are vibrant and that are cool and bring in online play. Nintendo's going to have stuff like 1-2 Switch for dudes not like us, and apparently people do like that game. I mean, Nintendo was challenged to a cow milking contest by like some farmers association or museum or something like that. So, and Nintendo accepted. I didn't talk about it as far as the news go, but yeah, Nintendo accepted that. So they're going to do all sorts of stuff. I mean, that's pretty much what Nintendo's been for how many years now at this point. Nintendo's just going to do whatever, and hopefully people buy it. And at this point, they did what they wanted to, and people are buying it for the most part. And Nintendo is taking in feedback from all sorts of stuff. So yes, they kind of do what they want, but they also take in feedback when it comes to the release lineups, spacing out games, certain titles that are making comebacks. So in my opinion, this is definitely a good thing. They're going to be working on new IPs one after another, like they say here. They're going to be working on some unconventional games. Who knows, maybe the next Brain Age will come out of this where they sell 20-30 million copies or something crazy like that across 3DS and Switch and all this stuff. So anything can happen when it comes to certain things. Nintendo has made all sorts of types of software, and that's good. You want to have a variety of software for a bunch of different people, and that's exactly what Nintendo is looking to do. But you also want to spice things up a little bit with new IPs like Splatoon and ARMS coming out very soon here. So let me know what you guys think about this story in the comment section below. In addition to everything that I talked about, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let you know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninjas for the next video. Peace.